Hi everyone, my name is Julie. I'm a rising third-year undergrad researcher at Lee Lab in UCLA. I'm an interviewer for this outreach project where we talk to different members of Lee Lab. So today we have Colin. Hi Colin.
Hi.
Well, thank you for sharing your time to tell us your stories. Why don't you just start off by introducing yourself to everyone?
Yeah, hey everyone, I'm Colin. I'm a high schooler from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm really interested in chemical engineering and material sciences.
Great. So Colin, how have your first few weeks at Lee Lab been?
They've been really great. We've been primarily focusing on ultramicroelectrodes and their fabrication, deposition, and characterization processes. Just more broadly, I've really enjoyed the atmosphere and just getting to know some of the other members of the lab and hearing their backgrounds and stories. So I've been really having a great time so far.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying your time here. Well, I just heard before joining the Lee Lab that you also have done other research experiences in different places, right?
Yeah.
So could you tell me a bit about your previous research adventures?
Yeah, so my previous research is primarily in chemical engineering and material science, and includes investigating carbon-based materials applied in zinc anodes for aqueous rechargeable batteries, as well as more recently manufacturing and characterizing well-performing nanosilicon anodes for lithium-ion batteries. I'm super grateful for both of these opportunities, and now the opportunity to work this summer at the Lee Lab, and I think they've definitely, even just in a short period of time, shaped who I am. As not only as a researcher, I've grown so much with kind of my analytical skills and kind of the ability to create and brainstorm a procedure and an experiment, but also just as a person, as a leader in the lab and collaborator and communicator.
Yeah, I see. Wow, those are some great experiences. But more than that, it's really impressive that you have such diligence and passion already as a high school student. And what motivated you to join research initially?
I think just seeing some of the problems that our generation faces, the biggest today, one of which is the climate issue. I think there are so many great ways to kind of find outlooks and solve the issue from different angles, but I think research is really unique in its ability to kind of create some of the most powerful innovative solutions and technologies, as well as the ability to kind of combine my personal creativity and curiosity with those interests and passions. I think is really unique about research and is one of the reasons why I'm so grateful to be able to work in the Lee Lab this summer and hopefully continue research for a very long time.
Yeah, we're really grateful to have you as well. Well, I know you're still in the process of exploring various topics, but is there any research topic that you're most interested in currently?
Yeah, I find a wide range of different fields in STEM very, very interesting, but definitely I'm especially interested in chemical engineering and material sciences. Like I mentioned, I think in our ever-growing world, these two fields in particular have the potential to be able to create solutions to issues like climate change, where we need innovative technologies right now, and this is a pressing issue that our generation needs to fix. And I think that can really come out of these two fields in particular.
No, absolutely. I'm surprised that you have such intuition and insight on these topics already. And also, as you progress with your research and explore different ideas, I'm sure you would have faced different challenges and hardships, right? And I was wondering, how have you tackled them and what are some challenges that you faced?
Yeah, I definitely think as someone who is relatively new to research as a whole, there is definitely some challenges and hiccups just trying to keep up with all of and keep up to speed with all of the new research in those fields, as well as like the terminology, the different experimentation processes, equipment used. So I think it can be difficult first to kind of keep up to speed with all of the everything that's going on in a certain field. But I'm definitely very grateful to be able to be surrounded by people like you and other students and researchers in the lab who I can just ask a question and they can try to do their best to answer that and help me grow in various different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, those challenges are definitely relatable for me too, because I would say I also joined this lab pretty recently, And I remember first time I had to do the literature review, it took me several days because I had to stop every single time I see a new phrase. Yeah, so I definitely understand, and I'm glad that you're figuring things out. Yeah, so also from a high school student's perspective, is there any burning questions you have for older students like undergrad or grad researchers, or even Professor Lee?
Yeah, I'm definitely very curious about how each of the researchers at our lab have grown throughout their experience with research. So, for example, one specific question is like, how have you grown the most, or what do you wish you were taught or you knew when you first began research? And I think that could definitely be very beneficial for people like me who are just in the beginning stages of research and who would love to hear more about kind of like what are some tips or helpful advice that you might have for people just getting started.
No, those are some great questions, and I'm personally really curious about what they're going to answer to it too. So maybe we'll do some follow-up interviews on these questions, and it'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the last questions: what aspects of research do you find most fulfilling and enjoyable?
Yeah, I think research, like I mentioned earlier, I think is really fulfilling because it's like exploring the unknown. There are so many endless possibilities for whether it's like creating your own questions or hypotheses, testing your own experiments, writing your own procedures, creating new things. I think research is so unique in that it really enables you to follow your personal passions and interests while also simultaneously making a positive impact on kind of those issues and topics that are important to you.
Yeah, totally. And kind of expanding on that, do you have any like long-term goals or burning aspirations that you want to achieve in the future through research?
Yeah, I definitely want to continue research at a higher level through at the graduate level and just continue to follow the interests and passions that are important to me. And I hope to continue to do research for a long time.
Yeah. Well, again, it's really impressive to see how passionate you are about research. And as I've spent the past few weeks with you, I'm sure that you're more than capable of achieving your goals. So thank you for sharing your insights with me today, Colin. It was really fantastic to hear about your stories.
Thank you so much for having me.